it's all doable, isn't it? It can be done. So the situation is here today. I had a spare day. It's Friday, and I phoned up. I let another guy, another firm that I do some work for. It's where Shay has gone. If you're familiar with Shay, my son, who I taught up, he's working for these guys as well. I came here last week, and we did inside the kitchen. So the situation is, I said, I've got a spare day. I thought, should I take it off and just like mooch around the house and edit videos and just have an easy Friday, because I'm booked in to do my own stuff again on the Monday. I thought no, because I know Scott is under pressure. He said, any days, just give me a shout, I need you. He's under pressure. So I said, okay, I'll come and help you out. Anyway, so I was initially supposed to be going to a school and doing some Monaco stuff with Scott, the man himself, and my son Shay. But then I woke up this morning and I'd had a message to come back to this address, and the job has grown. Now, initially it was just going to be that landing and hallway ceiling that I understood, but they've taken the paper off the walls and now they want all the walls done as well. Now, halls, stairs and landings are the worst to do. There's no meterage in them, everything is fiddly, especially when all the architraves around the doors and the skirtings are on and stuff. There's radiators on. It is very tricky. Normally, if you've like got a whole house or something to do, then as you'd be doing the bedrooms upstairs, you'd go around and you'd be hitting the meterage work, and then, you know, when you got something left in your bucket, you'd come out and you'd pick a wall off on the landing or in the hallway or something, and you'll do that sort of like every time you're going around the rooms and stuff. And then hopefully by the time it comes to finish off that hallway, quite a lot of the awkward stuff's done, because it's obviously the manoeuvring around. And that stairwell, when it goes up, it's like a U shape. So you go up a flight of stairs, then there's like a landing bit, then it comes back on itself and goes up. They're the worst. They are the worst. I mean, to do the whole hall and the landing and the stairwell and everything in its complete entirety is an absolute nightmare, and people don't understand how awkward it is, because you got to lean ladders up against walls and stuff, up and down. It's the worst. It is the worst, especially when you got a dodgy left knee. So I've only got one day here, and there's well more than one day in there for one guy, especially if he's got a dodgy knee. So I am looking to concentrate on the easiest stuff, if you like. Oh man, you'd need a couple of you on this job, and even with two of you on it, it's more like passing things up and down and setting things up. So even if there's two of you, there's no room to move. It's just not your favourite jobs to do. And there's a lot of awkward little nooks and crannies in there that are just so time consuming. A real sort of like one eye closed, tongue out sort of business going on. So a lot of edges to keep neat, because the architraves are on. It's going over a dodgy surface there where some of the paint has failed. Doesn't look like it's been miscoated properly. So we've got thick coats of paint on there, and then we're going into bare plaster. So what I'm going to do, and there's a few like movement cracks in there. It looks like it's going to need scrimming up. So I'm just going to get some dust sheets down, because apparently the floor and the carpet is all being changed. But not until next week, so these guys have got to be living and walking across that floor. So we're going to keep it fairly clean in there, like, a few drips of PVA and stuff like that aren't going to be too much of an issue. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we got to do today. And shall we start doing it? I can't admit, I'm not that enthusiastic. I'm not. Maybe I need to finish my coffee and get some enthusiasm. I'm still waiting for the guy to come and meet me out here with some material, so it's what it is, and we can only do what we can do. So on this job, there's 4 people in communication with each other. There's the customer, and he's talking to the guy that's doing the kitchen and everything. And then the guy who's doing the kitchen and everything, he's talking to my guy Scott, and then my guy Scott is talking to me. So I'm right down the end there of the little Chinese whisper. So now it turns out that I am not to plaster all those walls in there. It's just the 2 ceilings and a little bit making good where they've made to make some adjustments in the kitchen that I plastered originally. I've got some sort of like stair ladders, and I haven't got any planks or anything. Like I said, those stairwells that behave like that are the worst and the most dangerous. The customer is going to be going out. I'm here on my own. I said, do you know what, I'm not that comfortable with doing that ceiling up there off of a plank and a ladder. I need another ladder or something like that. Maybe in my younger years when I was up and coming martial arts instructor, and I believed I was possibly could possibly be the reincarnation of Bruce Lee, because I am that good. I am that good. I thought possibly, yeah, maybe then I might have tackled something like that, but not at my age. I'm not doing that by myself up there with nobody else in the house. I have come off ladders, those ladders, doing something very, very similar, overstretching, and I was lucky not to break my neck. I came out pretty unscathed. But if you're here by yourself and you come off at that height with trowels in your hand, etc., you could get injured. And if there's nobody else around, then you could be there until somebody gets in from work, couldn't you? So that's not really an option. So I have opted myself. I spoke up and said, look, I'm not happy about going up there by myself. I'm just gonna take a half day and do the downstairs ceiling. So that is what I'm going to do today. So we should get this wrapped up pretty quickly, and I still have time to edit some videos, so, including this one. But yeah, I mean, I used to have cat-like reflexes, and if I fell, I could probably twist in the air and land perfectly on my feet. Yeah, I mean, cats have got that stuff down, and I'm more of a dog person than a cat person. But yeah, when you throw, when you do, well, let's imagine if you ever like threw a cat in the air, it'll twist and it will know to land. I mean, you see clips of them on YouTube and stuff, don't you? Falling out of windows and stuff, on multi-story flats, etc., and then landing and getting up and running away. Whereas I'm more of a dog person, but dogs don't have that ability, do they? I mean, it's the difference between a dog falling and a dog jumping is quite stark, I think. Have you ever seen a dog fall? They kind of like just stick their legs out straight and rigid and just hope for the best. And so at that point they know they've effed up, So yeah, I mean, you see the police dogs, they jump up walls and stuff and jump, and they're in control. But when a dog loses control, it hasn't got that sense of where the floor's gone. It just puts its feet out and hopes that it just lands upright. Just like hope this rotation sorts itself out. And I have seen that personally myself. I've seen a German Shepherd fall like that. I mean, he was all right in the end. He fell off a climbing frame. He was being brave and he slipped and he fell off, and I saw him come down and he was just sideways, and he just put his legs out like that and just hope that the floor would come and meet his feet. So that's what we're going to do, and obviously because that's all we got to do, it gives me more time to chat to you in my van, doesn't it, whilst I wait for that PVA to go off on the ceiling there, because I know from doing the other kitchen ceiling, which was exactly the same, it's been painted with something very, very waterproof, and that PVA is sitting around for ages. When the suction has been killed down that much, you might be better off using SBR as your priming agent, because it's thinner and it tends to dry out a little bit quicker. And the only time I ever really refrain from using SBR is if I don't want to kill all the suction and I want to use the suction. But the suction's already gone from that, so it doesn't matter if you PVA or SBR it, the suction is probably going to be the same. Like I say, the only benefit you're going to get is using SBR, and it might just dry out that little bit quicker and be ready to plaster that little bit quicker. So until that PVA pulls in and dries out and gets itself in a state that because it needs to be tacky. If you try to plaster over wet PVA, what happens is the PVA is wetter and looser than the plaster. So you try to put your plaster on it, it won't spread across it, it will just skid across it, and then the PVA will start mixing with the actual body of the plaster, and then it will lose its plastability, its plasticity, and it will just go horrible. So you've got to let that PVA pick right up. At least go tacky. I normally wait till it's pretty much touch dry. Okay, so yeah, I'll get back to you when that's happened. Okay, so it looks like we're around about in a position to start mixing up some plaster, and as I've said, I know from doing the other ceiling there is literally no suction in that painted area, that ceiling at all. So we are going to use some accelerator because we haven't got any dirty water or anything to start off with. And from doing these videos, I have been sent quite a few of these products. There's 3 sort of like main guys that do it, and today we are going to be using this one. Speedy Set Plaster Accelerator. Fast plaster when you need it, made by plasterers for plasterers, and there is www.speedyset.co.uk. Use 1 sachet or scoop for every 5.5 litres of fresh water. That's all fine, but the only problem I've had with this is they send you the scoop, but the scoop's sort of like too big to fit in the bucket, so it knocks around in your van and it's very easily lost, which is the case I find myself in today. So I can't put an exact measurement in there, but I remember what the scoop looked like, and it's kind of like, you know, a tablespoon. So a couple of tablespoons, I would say. So I'm just going to guess it. The thing that's probably unique about these guys is that they give you this as well, which is a bag of fibres to put strength back in the plaster and make it set better. So yeah, very fluffy fibres that get everywhere as well. So I don't know, good couple of pinches of them in there. Yeah, so we're going to be using that, and we'll get home sooner. So yeah, the guy is Speedy Set is Justin Feeps. You'll be able to find him on Plasterers Banter, and he's also on my group as well, Plaster Master Smurf 74 on Facebook. Fibres, drop them in, look, it's the fibres. So I've got this sort of thing here. Remember it said every 5 litres, so it's going to be 2 scoops to 1 bag of plaster. It's a very, very tight to manoeuvre in here. I'm going to see if I can get a bit of a bend on there. I normally like to get a bit of a bend on it first of all to take that weight out of it, because we're quite deep anyway going over this Artex, and I've only been using the 13, not the 20x5 carbon steel trail by Marshalltown. So yeah, I might drop on something else, but this 13 it's predominantly straight. I know it's quite old. It only comes out on special occasions such as this. So let's get straight back across all this and start flattening it in and make it look like it's something respectable, rather than all over the place like it is now. Look at that, the ceiling is all up and down all over the place. So there we go, we are looking quite a bit better in here now. I did get rid of that carbon, and I have cheated where I have switched to my old Rafina Flex 2 to flatten this out, as it is so undulated, and I am struggling with that with the carbon steel, sorry, to do things. So this is how we are. Okay, so as you just saw up there, so we've got that a little bit flatter, but it's still kind of sagging under its own weight. You've got bleed through from the pattern of the Artex, which is causing it to sag and peak, as you just saw. So what we can do about that is just leave that alone to pick up a little bit. Now, of course, we've been using the Speedy Set in there, so we just need to keep our eye on it, really. I've got a little bit of plaster left in the bucket. Very often for me, unless it's something like this, I'm not using these additives very often at all, because I tend to get like a large sort of gauge on to start off with, and then I'll judge how the situation is after that, and I'll be using the dirty water from the previous mixes. Okay, I know where I am with all that sort of stuff. Been doing it for quite a while, got experience with it. So when it comes down to using these other things, I'm not quite so experienced with them. So what I'm thinking now, the plaster is picking up inside the bucket. I noticed that already, but there I've got quite a bit of it left, and I'm wondering how is it going to affect it if I use this dirty water now. I don't think I'm going to accelerate anything anymore with the actual speedy set, but I'm going to use the dirty water from this previous gauge, but it's got speedy set in it, so I'm not sure exactly how that is going to go. So it's little jobs like this, I best it's probably the best place to be experimenting like that. Blues music. As I said, we let that first coat pick up and go in quite nicely. I did give it a couple of flattens because I was waiting for it a little bit. It's only a small ceiling in area, just fiddly. So we wait for that to pick up and hold itself together. Then we got the second coat on and I just flattened it in, and that's what you just looked at now. So I'm just going to sit and chill and wait for that to pick up before we do anything else to it. Do you know what? I was a little bit peeved when I got the address to come here, and this is my job location, rather than go to the school and do some monocution with Scott and Shay. But looking at the weather, now I'm glad I came here. Guys, how are you doing? Thanks for watching that video. It is Saturday morning and we are editing it. It's quite a short video, it's quite a short job. Yeah guys, thanks for watching. What other news is there that we have for you? So the development on the video that I did about the dodgy multi-finish batch that seemed to create quite a bit of stir on Facebook and a lot of comments here on YouTube as well. And it caused enough of a stir that British Gypsum actually contacted me and wanted to know what I had to say about it. Basically, it was like a gooey a lot of people have been describing it as a chewing gum sort of texture to the finish, and it has very, very weird setting times. Now, they sent a guy out, they were very quick in the response. They sent a guy out and they've taken some of the plaster. I had half a bag of this bad batch left, and they've taken it away and it's been off for testing. And they come and did that on Monday, and today is Saturday, and I contacted them yesterday. I said, how's it going? Have you got any results yet? And they said, well, it normally takes about 10 days. We're going to give it 10 days of testing. But it took a couple of days to get it up there, okay? So wherever the location is that they do their plaster testing. So we are still waiting to hear on that one. So as soon as I hear something, you guys will hear it as well. I have been revising a little bit more and been in contact a minute. We will go into that a little bit more another time. Let's just keep this video about that hallway, and I'll start talking about the plaster and the way they recommend you should be using it. Okay, so straight from the horse's mouth, what sort of conditions you should be finding yourself in when using multi-finish or whatever their products are that British Gypsum produce. So guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget about the Facebook group Plaster Master Smurf 74. I've said it a few times. Don't forget about the Speedy Set stuff with Justin Feeps. He'll be very happy that I spoke about that. He hasn't asked me to. I just did this one off my own back. He's a nice guy. He chats to me quite regularly and tells me about the chemical makeups of Speedy Sets and stuff like that. And he's very, very happy with his product. So I'm quite happy to talk about it on this video. Right guys, thanks very much, and I don't know when I'll get this up. I've got a bit out of sorts, because I'll put a video up on Friday night, and I did it as a premiere, and that's kind of still running. You don't really want two videos running in the same sort of 24-hour period. Should I get this up for Sunday, or should I get it up for today? I'll spin a coin. I haven't got one on me. Well, I guess you'll find out in due time whether I'll get it up today or tomorrow. Alright, take it easy. See you soon.